Hey guys, weekly update time. So it has been a week. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have noticed that I DNF'd a few things. So I think I started Monday actually, and I still need to put together my vlog for the Dominican Republic and hopefully put that up in a couple of days. But it started Monday, I think, after I posted my weekly update, I think. But yeah, it started with The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Diaz. I DNF'd this. I will probably be talking more about it in my Dominican vlog because I do feel like there are a lot of things in here that I find endearing as a Dominican American or half Dominican or whatever you want to call me. So there are some things that I did find like filled my heart with a little bit of joy, but most of it I just was like, no, this is too much for me, too misogynistic. I'm just like not interested. So I give myself a little rule. I don't really talk about my TBR on this channel because it's ridiculous every month. Every single month, basically, I assign myself a book for each day of the month. So my goal is always to read a book a day in every month, and I obviously never do, but one of my like goals, or goal is not right, but like one of the rules that I've set for myself is that anytime I DNF a book, I pick up one of the little black classics, or, well, now I'm gonna have to edit this video because my phone got full. So anyways, I always assign myself a little black classic, and I am kind of trying to read them in order. So I started this John Ruskin Traffic, which is number 6 in the little black classic series, and DNF'd this also. I feel like probably the words in here are great. However, when you come to the realization that you're literally reading words and none of it is making any, not that it's not making any sense, but that it's not sticking in your brain, what's the point? It's like painting something with like a clear polish. Like it's not sticking, it's not going in my brain. So I'm just literally wasting time. So I decided to DNF this, which really has given my heart some joy actually, because one of my goals was to like own every single book in the series and read every single one of them. But the last couple of them, I haven't really enjoyed very much. And this is the first time that I've DNF'd one because they're so small. It's like, why would you DNF it? Just finish it. But again, time is precious, and they are close to 60 pages, and I read about a page a minute, even these tiny little ones. So that's a whole hour of my life, okay? So after DNFing it, now I'm like, oh, I don't actually need to keep every single one of these, and I don't need to read every single one of these. So it's kind of given me this like sense of freedom, and it's kind of exhilarating because I am very much like over the top and I need to tick every single box, but I don't need to tick every single box. I kind of feel like I'm working on something inside of me about me. Anyway, so I didn't have that, and then I was like, whatever, I'm not going to replace it with another black classic, so that's just done. And then I started my first book for for Norway, for Invisible Cities, which is Where Monsters Dwell by Jorgen Brekke. And this is translated by Stephen T. Murray. I don't remember if I talked about this at any point. I know I don't think so. Basically, this was super, super boring. It starts off in the 1500s, and we're following like an itinerant monk or something. A mischievous monk. What is he called? A mendicant monk, which apparently is someone like a monk that survives just by begging. So like the only way that he can like get food or sustenance or anything is by begging people. And it's just like so boring. I think the point of it is that he was some kind of like serial killer, this monk was, and then now we're in present day and there's been 2 murders that are like the same. One is in Norway and one is in Richmond, Virginia. And basically like the person's been skinned or something. I just like don't care. You would think that would not be a boring story, but it is extremely boring. I only made it to page 9, and then I kind of like looked ahead to try to read a little bit. It was just so boring. And I don't even care if it gets better. Like, again, life's too short. So those are the things that didn't go well this week. I did read, and I picked up Wailing Ghosts by Pew Sonling to replace that one, but I only read the first story, which was just fine. And this is translated by John Minford. I haven't finished it though. I just like read one story to see if I should DNF it basically. But anyways, I did read a little bit of the Paris Review volume 238. I read an interview. It's the Art of Fiction number 250. And if I can find a link like on the Paris Review for it, I will put it below. Oh, wow. My cat was hanging out with me while I was reading this poem. Look at all that cat hair. Woo! And this was good poems too, by Tove Ditlevsen, and translated by Jennifer Russell and Sophia Hersey Smith. The titles were Divorce 1, Divorce 2, Divorce 3, and Divorce 4. So those were really good. And then again, this, the Art of Fiction number 250 was with Gary Indiana, who I have never heard of, but this was a really, really interesting interview. So I'm excited to you know, read pieces from him because he seems really smart and interesting. I will say too that I'm really digging the new style of the Paris Review. So this is like, it's retro because it's the shape that the Paris Reviews used to be in, but I'm very excited about that. Anyways, I've also read a little bit more of The Art of Losing by Alice Zeniter. I need to like start cracking. If there's awkward editing, I apologize, but I started talking about how I felt about this book. I'm glad that I noticed so I can edit that out. But anyways, yeah, so I'm working on this and I really need to get my butt moving because I've got like less than 10 days now to read the books for BookTube Prize. And then I also did start Serving Crazy with Curry by Amulya Maladi. And this is for my in real life book club that's on Meetup, that is on Zoom now because of the pandemic. And I'm actually really liking this, which I'm very surprised by because it doesn't seem like my kind of, like it seems very like rom-com kind of, but it is not rom-com. It's about a woman who tries to kill herself. So suicide triggers. She tries to kill herself at the beginning of the book and is saved by her mother. But I am like really, really loving the writing because, I mean, it's very basic writing. There's nothing like special about it, but the author does a really good job of making you see everything from everyone's perspective. So it's shifting back and forth between our main character, Devi, and then her mom. So it's switching back and forth between perspectives between our main character, Devi, and then her mother. So Devi, her mother, her grandmother, and her sister are the voices that we've heard so far. Her father is also in the picture and her brother-in-law, but it does a really, really good job, or the author does a really good job of like making you see everything from the perspective of the person who is telling like the part of the story or who like whose mind you're in. It is all in third person, I think. I can't 100% remember if it's third person or first person, but either way, like, you know, you're kind of following one person. And so they're complaining about how other people are treating them and like how they have to come off because of like blah, blah, blah. So everyone thinks that her sister is like really heartless and cold, but then she's like crying, but she's like, I have to be heartless and cold because dad likes sister better and like gives her more attention. But like sister feels like, you know, mom, it's really good at doing that. So I'm really, really impressed and very pleased with that. I was nervous that I wasn't going to like it, but there we go. Don't judge books by their cover, or do, but be willing to admit that you're wrong. Okay, so that is all I have to say. Let me know if you've read any of these things, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.